Keep your eyes on Burkina Faso. I've been saying this for the last couple of years. The US is very clearly setting their sights on Traore, keeping his name in their mouth and making up false allegations that he is keeping all the gold for himself. I'm sorry, he is taking care of his people, he's nationalizing resources, and he just made education completely free in Burkina Faso. Compare this to America, where they're now going to restart wage garnishment for student loans. So if a corrupt leader is one who keeps all the gold for themselves, what do we call America at any point in history? Unsurprisingly, my Burkina Faso content gets all but ignored on TikTok, while on Xiaohongshu, because in China it is standard education to learn about the liberation of Angola and Burkina Faso. People actually know about Burkina Faso political history and care about it. And I will be making more content calling out the hypocrisy of mainly American users on TikTok, ignoring what's happening in Burkina Faso for at least the last couple of years.
So hey, America, you want to know what waste, fraud, and abuse is? Waste, fraud, and abuse is when your government lies to you, its American citizens, as to why they're about to spend millions and millions of dollars for military to go into a country where they know good and darn well they don't belong. So Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso, let's talk about it. In a nutshell, to keep this video short, in a nutshell, we saw the General Michael Langley sit in front of a panel in front of cameras and bold-faced lie and make it seem like President Ibrahim Traore is some horrible, evil dictator who's withholding and hoarding resources, gold, and whatever it is. It was so ridiculous. I'm gonna let that car go by. The false narrative that was spun is so ridiculous, I can't even remember all the lies to repeat it. But yeah, basically it was that Ibrahim Traore is supposedly this horrible dictator and his people need to be saved. Nothing could be further from the truth. The people of Burkina Faso do not need to be saved, and they love their president. What this is all about France. This is all about Macron. Macron is furious because Ibrahim Traore kicked France military basically out of France. I think he did that a couple of years ago. And Macron, France, basically no longer has access to the resources, the abundant resources of gold and minerals and things of that nature. France no longer has access to that. So Macron is furious. So what did he do? He went crying to Trump like a baby. And he's basically getting Trump to fight his battles. So that's it in a nutshell. But before I close out this video, Ibrahim Traore, he's a young president. He's very progressive and he's doing many good things for the people of Burkina Faso. He's built many plants. He's created jobs. He's building infrastructure. As a matter of fact, he's providing things for his citizens that we don't even have. He's giving his citizens free education all the way up to college. Free healthcare and just all kinds of things. He's really trying to create a good economy and build a wealth for his people. So America, all I would say to you is demand more from your government. Demand more. Demand truth from your government when they're telling you they're about to go invade these countries, like I said at the beginning of the video, where they don't belong. And also do your own research. We can't be lazy. This is a new day. It's a new era. I don't even understand how there are some people who will just, especially online, they will just take whatever is told to them at face value. And that's really not the way it is. Not only do we have Google these days, we also have Chat GPT. So between Google and Chat GPT, there's just really no excuse for not really knowing the truth of the matter of what's going on geopolitically and things of that nature. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for your time. And yeah, to all you moms, I'm sure you wouldn't appreciate knowing that your sons and daughters are potentially putting their lives at risk over in Burkina Faso. Not so any people can be liberated. They're going over there for Africa's resources, for the resources of Burkina Faso. Do you really want your sons and daughters to die simply so France can have gold, so America can have access to minerals? I don't think that's what you want. Thank you for your time.
France occupied Burkina Faso for generations. They stole gold and uranium. billions of dollars of resources for pennies on the dollar while the people of Burkina Faso suffered. But Burkina Faso's new revolutionary leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore, says no more. Traore has kicked out all of the French troops from his country in Africa. He has banned exports of gold to Paris, and he has dropped French as the official language of Burkina Faso. It's a total cultural, political, and economic reset. Now, obviously, French President Emmanuel Macron is kind of upset with all of this. He has made his position known. And President Traore beautifully responded. He said, if anyone is ungrateful, it is him, Emmanuel Macron. France exists today thanks to our ancestors. They should pray for us. And Burkina Faso is making it clear that this is not about some attack on France. This is about independence and sovereignty. Just last week, Burkina Faso's President Traore decided to release 4 French spies who were guilty of attempting to commit a coup against the president, Captain Ibrahim Traore, in 2022. The message is clear. Burkina Faso is not the pawn of France or the Dutch or the United States anymore, but forgiveness is also at the heart of their revolution. Traore says that this is not just a split, it is a revolution with global ripples. I couldn't have said it better myself.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Dash Lifestyle. Kindly for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share, and also comment. So guys, the white Americans, they have also joined Ibrahim Traore army. I want to show you some of the videos from the white Americans. They have come out and they are defending Ibrahim Traore. Recently, we saw American and France. They want to arrest Ibrahim Traore because they are claiming that Ibrahim Traore has become a dictator to his country. The Americans, they are saying that the people of Burkina Faso, they need to be safe because Ibrahim Traore is becoming a selfish. He's using the Burkina Faso gold to protect himself. But we all know that it is not true. We have majority of white Americans. They have also come and defend Ibrahim Traore. So kindly guys, watch this video of how white Americans, they have come out and expose France and the United States, how they want to do some of the bad things to President Ibrahim Traore and Burkina Faso. Watch this video till the end, then I'll be back with more comment.
So do you know about this? Have you heard of President Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso? All right, young man, been in power 2 years now, president of Burkina Faso. He's a military guy, captain. And I don't know if you know about this, but there's been about 18 assassination attempts on his life. And he came into power at a very strategic time in the history of Burkina Faso, a lot of difficulty, instability. And he's done quite a few amazing things in his 2 years, even though they've tried to assassinate him so many times. If you go and look what he is trying to do in terms of key reforms aimed at stabilizing his nation, he has built schools, hospitals, roads, developed agriculture, donating a lot of tractors and equipment for agricultural development so they can produce their own food. They have stopped exporting raw materials. They are trying to process gold themselves, hospitals, all those kind of things. You know, there's a lot of things, even airport, right? And so there's a lot of development that's going into Burkina Faso at this moment in time. And I'm sitting and I'm looking at this whole thing. Now, I'm not saying I agree with everything he is doing, all right? I'm also not saying that everything he's doing is bad. I think any president that is building schools, working on education, all right? Any president that is bettering the health care of their people, that's trying to help their people to become more self-sustainable, less reliant on imports, etc., increase production in the country, factories, job creation, etc. I think that is a praiseworthy president. And so the interesting thing is, when it comes to Africa, and you go and look at the history of the last 20 years of Africa, and presidents that have been removed either through a military coup and or assassinated, and or removed weird circumstances or committed suicide, you know. A lot of those, or let me rephrase that, some of them were corrupt, all right? All of them were not good. But there were a number of them whose heart was really to better their country. But they have something in common, and that is that they went against the global establishment, if I can put it like that. And I'm not going to define that, go into details, all right? I think you know what I'm talking about. And so a lot of them just suddenly left this earth in sometimes a very bizarre way. So I'm looking at President Ibrahim Traore, and I'm not saying, again, I'm agreeing with everything he's doing, especially with some of his alliances, some of the other leaders in Africa that he's endorsing. Some of them are questionable, all right? But it is very clear that he's got a heart for his people and for his nation. And in his aim to develop his own country, there's been roughly 18 assassination attempts on his life. And if you look at the trend of African leaders disappearing when they want to build their own countries and invest in their people, isn't that a bit strange to you? Isn't that bizarre, you know? Now, I know what's going on. I'm not talking from a position of ignorance, all right? The thing is just I can't discuss a lot of these things on this platform, all right, because of the fact that the video will be removed. Free speech is not always as free as you think. You know, there's a price to pay. In any case, so I'm looking at this whole situation with interest and seeing where this is going. But I'll tell you one thing. If I look at what has happened the last 2 years with Captain Ibrahim Traore, I would say if I was him, I would sleep with one eye open. And it's very hard to know who you trust in circumstances like that. And that is true for any leader, any government official, any president. Sometimes you don't know who are friends and who are your enemies. And but let's keep our eye on this. Very interesting developments, and a lot is changing in Burkina Faso at this moment in time.
Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, he's been in the news again recently. Now, to explain this, I'm going to have to give you a little bit of a crash course in Burkina Faso history. So he took power of Burkina Faso in 2022 in what the Western media call a military coup, but what many Africans and many people in Burkina Faso call a revolution. You see, Burkina Faso was, it used to be anyway, a French colony. Now, it got its independence as the Republic of Upper Volta in 1960. However, the French never really went away. And like many other colonies that France had in Africa, they made Burkina Faso use their CFA franc, their French franc, which France doesn't even use anymore. And as a result of that, Burkina Faso had to go through French banks. And the French banks then could basically buy the resources from Burkina Faso at pennies on, well, the franc. Which is quite a lucrative deal when you consider that Burkina Faso is Africa's 4th biggest producer of gold. And he made it his aim when he came to power to basically kick the French out and take control over the gold reserves in Burkina Faso. And guess what? It's exactly what he did. I mean, not only was it unfair that the French could basically have control over those reserves, buy the gold at a knockdown price, and have their French companies mine the gold and refine it and not pay any tax in that country whatsoever, but also they weren't giving back anything to the people of Burkina Faso. He didn't just take control of the mining though, oh no, he took control of the refining of it as well, built the factories, and this is him just a few months ago getting delivery of their first gold bars. But that's not all he's done in the last 3 years. He has completely and utterly revolutionised the farming industry and the agricultural industry in Burkina Faso. I've heard stories of them even giving students, agricultural students, all the land and the equipment and the seeds they need to start growing food for their own population. And while other dictators, if you want to call him that, the West certainly do, travelling the world by private jet, you know, fighting climate change. He's basically going up and down the country, meeting the people who are helping him change the course of Burkina Faso. This is him visiting 60 independent female Burkina Faso farmers who've been cultivating tons of different vegetables for their country. He's not just wiped out the entirety of Burkina Faso's foreign debt in just 3 years, he's also made all education 100% free in the country. He also cut the pay of ministers by 30%. There was a lot of corruption in Burkina Faso. But he's also increased the salaries of workers by 50% in that time. He's basically done more in 3 years than every one of the politicians in the UK have done in my entire lifetime. Which is probably why democracy is coming for him by the look of it. These are the pictures of French, let's call them organic, protests calling for the arrest of Traore because, get this, they say he's a dictator. No problem with Saudi Arabia or any of the other dictatorships around the world, but no, he's a dictator. The guy who's bringing food and farming and agriculture and wealth to his country. And of course, where there's resources in the world, there's the good old United States of America. This is General Michael Langley of AFRICOM, and he's had something to say about Ibrahim Traore just recently. Take a listen.
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traore and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime.
AFRICOM's General Langley there. If you notice, he never did say who the regime were using the gold reserves, their gold, by the way, to protect them from, did he? Any ideas who Burkina Faso, with all that gold, would need protecting from? I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse. And you can't say what's happening here is racist or anything like that because it's Africa, because as you can clearly see, General Langley is black. They never do go to tell you that while it's true that Ibrahim Traore cancelled elections in Burkina Faso a year or so ago, they never go on to tell you why. It's because the people didn't want the elections. They wanted him to stop in. He was doing such a great job. And where is it written in stone that every country around the world needs to be a democracy? I mean, I live in a apparent democracy. And it's shit. It really is. According to many reports that I've heard, there have been over a dozen assassination attempts or failed assassination attempts on this guy's life. And it's no wonder. I know a lot of you will be commenting below. I'm getting Colonel Gaddafi vibes here. So you would think that this guy would be scared, right, of, the Western powers doing what the Western powers do. But he has something to say to them. Take a listen.
They will tell us, Thomas Sankara tried to do it like this, but where is he? He is dead. The Haitian president, he tried to do it like this. Where is he? He is dead. Gaddafi tried like this. Where is he? He is dead. These are the veiled statements made to us to instill fear. If we remain in this posture of fear, we will be cowards, and history will judge us. Our children will ask questions. Our grandchildren will ask questions. We are writing history. There is no room for cowardice.
Amazing guy, right? Consider this. He's just 36 years old. Best of luck to you, mate. Best of luck.
Apparently Trump works for French bankers now. He's threatening to arrest Ibrahim Traore. You ought to know who he is. He's the youngest president in the world. He's the president of Burkina Faso, and he has been wrapping up the French Empire in Africa. The French are still looting Africa through the banking system, through ownership of all the natural resources in Africa, and they've been straight looting the place. And this guy's been leading the charge to not do that shit anymore. Trying to opt this guy like he was Fidel Castro. I should tell you something. It doesn't seem to be very well known in the world media, but this is one of the most significant dudes in the world right now.
Here's why Ibrahim Traore is posing such a big problem for the West and why they want rid of him. This guy's doing what a leader should do. He's protecting African people and he's protecting African resources. Take a look at what Ibrahim Traore has done since he was elected in 2023. He increased the GDP of Burkina Faso from 18.8 billion to 22.1 billion. He reduced the salaries of ministers by 30% and increased the salary of civil servants by 50%. He made Burkina Faso a debt-free country. Now think about what our government is doing to farmers in the UK, and then look at what Ibrahim Traore has done for farmers in his country. He bought them 400 tractors, 239 tillers, 710 motorbikes, 714 pumps, which meant the production of millet, rice, tomatoes and cotton rose by millions of tons. But the main reason why they want rid of Ibrahim Traore is because he's banned the colonial exploitation from France and the West, who for years have kept Africa poor and weak by exploiting the minerals. All the gold, oil, platinum, diamonds, all these precious minerals have been extracted from Africa. The African people have been paid pennies, and that's what's keeping them poor. Now he's a problem, he's a terrorist, and the West have to go in and help Burkina Faso. Just like we went in and helped Palestine, we went in and helped Syria, just like we went in and helped Libya. They destroy the infrastructure and destroy the lives of the people so they can get what they want, line their own pockets and have complete control of how the world works. And if Ibrahim Traore, God willing, stays alive and succeeds, this is a big problem for the New World Order moving forward. It means no one world government. It means no one world currency, because if you can't control Africa, you can't control the world. So this is why we need to pray for this man. This is why we need to keep him alive. And this is why we don't believe anything we see on the mainstream media about him being a problem, a terrorist, an extremist. Someone with empathy, someone with courage, someone who's willing to die for his people for what he believes in.
Africa, as you can see, American imperialism want to destroy one of ours. America right now after Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore is fighting for his integrity, fighting for his dignity, fighting for his people. Now, you as African, from today, 24th of April 2025, you are not buying any Coca-Cola. You are not buying anything from KFC. You are not buying anything from McDonald's. You are not buying anything made by Americans. You are standing unity with the people of Burkina Faso, and you are boycotting American-made products. Stand united, Africa. Stop financing devils who want to kill ours.
I hope you have watched that video from the white Americans. They have also come out and joined Ibrahim Traore army. I'm really happy to see also the white people, they have started to realize that what their government, what their leader they want to do to our African leader, it is not a good thing. For me, I'm so proud of seeing also the white people coming out and support us black people and telling their leaders to stop interfering with our affair. I came out and tell you that right now also the white people, they are tired with their leaders because also of some of the things that they are really doing to their to some of their leaders, they're really doing to these white people. We saw that majority of the white people in the Western countries, they are really suffering. There's a lot of problem which these people they are experiencing in their country. So they are telling, instead of their leaders, instead of their government trying to arrest the other leaders, they need to come out and work to them to improve their life standard, because we have seen one of the white Americans, she has come out and said that why is it Americans they want to eliminate Ibrahim Traore? Why is it they want to assassinate Ibrahim Traore? And we are seeing what Ibrahim Traore is doing to his people. Ibrahim Traore, he has come out and he is educating their people. He has made education free in Burkina Faso. He has also made healthcare very accessible and affordable to their people, and also he right now is building houses for his people. Why is it anything bad? Where is anything bad when the African leader is doing a good thing to his people? Why is the United States and France they want to eliminate these brave leaders? So Americans also, they are really tired and they are warning their government, their leaders, not to arrest or try to assassinate eliminate our Africa youngest president, that it is Ibrahim Traore. So for me, seeing Americans, the white Americans, and also it is not only the white Americans, also the black Americans, they have come out in large number and they are really supporting Ibrahim Traore. They are sending a warning message to the Western countries, telling them not to touch Ibrahim Traore, because you people, you are coming out and saying that Ibrahim Traore is a dictator, is a selfish leader. No, Ibrahim Traore is not a selfish, and dictator is not a dictator. Simply because Ibrahim Traore, he has cut his resources going out of his country. So these people, they are now fear, because these people, they have been depending so much to the Burkina Faso resources. So right now, Ibrahim Traore has cut all the resources. Now these people, they are fearing. Now these people, they are threatening Ibrahim Traore. They want all, they are lying to us that Ibrahim Traore is a dictator, is using the gold to protect himself. No, we know what Ibrahim Traore is doing. There is an internet. Go and search what Ibrahim Traore is doing to his country. Internet never lies. Internet never forget. So you guys, you want to confuse us and telling us that Ibrahim Traore is doing bad thing, while we know the things that Ibrahim Traore has been doing. All things that Ibrahim Traore has been doing, it is in the public domain. You can go and search what Ibrahim Traore is doing. There is no anywhere that it has been written that Ibrahim Traore has become a dictator. Ibrahim Traore is using the gold to protect himself. No. In fact, when Ibrahim Traore get into power, majority of the people of Burkina Faso, they are really happy, and even they went ahead and cancelled the election. They said that we don't want any leader, we want just only Ibrahim Traore. So the people of Burkina Faso, they decided that there is no election which it is going to happen until even Traore dies or get out of power. So this tell you that the people of Burkina Faso, they are really happy with Ibrahim Traore. Why is it the France and United States, they are not happy with with Ibrahim Traore? It is because Ibrahim Traore, he has limited the resources of his country to go out of to these Western people to benefit from his country. So he has cancelled all that. And for me, seeing people coming behind Ibrahim Traore, it is just a good thing. This is kind of the leaders that we really want in our African country. And these people, they want also to eliminate Ibrahim Traore because they fear that Ibrahim Traore is going to influence some of our other African leaders. Ibrahim Traore has already started to influence some of our African leaders. You can see some of the leaders right now, they have started to cancel, to kick out the militaries bases of the Western people in our country. Yeah, the majority of our country right now, they are removing all the military bases of the Western people in our country. So seeing African are revolutionizing themselves, it is just a good thing. And for me, I'm so proud with white Americans coming together and support us black people. This is the kind of unity that we want, because all of us, we are human beings, and we have all of us, we have blood which it is running in our veins. So this tell you that we are human beings, and also we need to come together and support our leaders. When we see the white leaders that are becoming a rogue leaders, we need to remove them. When we see the black leaders that become a rogue leaders, also we'll be removing them. So we want unity, and also we want our leaders to be accountable. And also, white Americans, thank you so much for coming out and also trying to educate your leaders, because for a very long time your leaders, they have been ruling with how their ancestors they were ruling back then, and right now they need to know that things have changed. Black people, they have started to become brave. You cannot brainwash right now. You cannot come out and tell us about things about our leaders, and yet we are seeing today's, we are having every source of information. We are having YouTube, we are having television, we are having media, we are having phones, we are having TikTok. If we want to see how the leaders, they are really performing, we can just go and search on the internet. If the leaders, they are doing bad, we will know. If the leaders, they are doing very well, we will also know. So kindly guys, thank you so much, and see you on my next one. Let's support Ibrahim Traore. Let's send a warning message to the Western leaders. I'm not blaming the Western people, I'm blaming the Western leaders. So the Western leaders, they need to not try to arrest Ibrahim Traore. If they will try to assassinate or arrest Ibrahim Traore, the whole world it is watching, they will be accountable. Thank you so much, guys. Subscribe if you haven't, like this video and share. See you in my next one. Bye bye.